And good evening, and welcome once again to the Shadow Gallery. As always, I'm your host, James Donnelly, and I know you're probably expecting comic reviews right around now, but no, we're actually going to go with a movie review. Very, very, very important one. The first truly important one of this year, because it is a review of Thor. Um, Long story short, it opens up here in the U.S. Next Friday. I had, essentially been informed yesterday that I'd been invited to an advanced screening that was going to be local. So I played a little hooky from work and went to go see it this morning. And not only was I able to see it, but we were able to see it in 3D. So yes, this was actually my first 3D film experience ever. As far as the new tech 3D is concerned. I might talk about my first 3D experience maybe later, like a lot later. But anyway, so here you have it. This is not totally the origin story, but pretty much. It's not it's much to the same degree that it was done in kind of the same way. It has a almost very similar plot to Iron Man, in the sense that you have a young man who's rather arrogant, rather full of himself, incredibly strong, as opposed to incredibly smart, like Tony Stark. And he has he's destined for the throne of his land. Somebody else, his brother, covets that throne. And basically he's put in a very bad spot. So I mean, it almost upon reflection, it's a pretty similar film to Iron Man, at least story wise. But that's an age-old tale anyway. So that's one of the reasons that it works. So Thor, in a nutshell, is a terrific film. It's a really, really, really good time at the movies. The big question was whether someone so new, like Chris Hemsworth, was going to be able to carry a film in which he plays a god. The answer to that question is an unequivocal yes. In fact, if Chris Hemsworth does not become a huge star after this film, there's something really wrong, because he has an undefiable on-screen presence. He's a strong actor. He's obviously very handsome. He's a lot of charm. He's really, really good. So it would be a shame if he doesn't become a huge success after this film. As far as some of the other players in this film, of course, Natalie Portman, who is utterly and totally taken with Thor, even though he might be kind of a wacko. The character. It has some Easter eggs. It has a wonderful cameo by Jeremy Renner, who will be Hawkeye in the Avengers film. no suit or anything like that. He's just got the bow, and he's got a couple of lines, which I was very, very happy to see. Um, and it's just a really good film. Um, there are definitely some weaker points in the film. Mostly, the weak points have to do with Lady Sif and the Warriors 3. It felt like they deserved a lot more screen time, or at least more character definition. Because the only characters who really get defined out of the four of them are Volstagg, you see him eating a lot, and Lady Sif, who's, just being, very, kind of badass, and, she's, one of the fiercest warriors in Asgard. Tom, bless it. Tom Huddleston, who plays Loki. I feel really stupid now that I don't have IMDb up, so I don't have his name in front of me. Is very, he's good as Loki. Not great. But he's definitely a good presence, and Anthony Hopkins was, I think, very good as Odin. I've been liking him on the screen a lot more than I used to. I just used to think, okay, well, he was doing the whole Hannibal Lecter shtick for so long, just totally hamming it up for every single fucking movie that he was in, so it just got really old really fast. But he's Kenneth Branagh directing, doing a really good job. Now, okay, again, this being my first 3D motion picture experience, a lot of the films seemed very dark, and not in mood or in tone, but just it actually looked dark. And I honestly don't know if that is, kind of a side effect of the 3D. The screen seemed smaller, and it was on a big screen, so I mean, but everything seemed a lot smaller. This is obviously post-converted 3D, so the whole thing isn't shot in 3D. The whole thing isn't shown in 3D. But the sequences that are, this is a pretty damn good post-conversion job. I know a lot of people were bitching about the post-conversion job that was done on Clash of the Titans, which I never saw. But I think that people would be really happy with the post-conversion job that they did with this one. But Kenneth Branagh, he's the right kind of director to do this type of film because, of the kind of tale that he's telling. It's very, it's kind of inherently Shakespearean. A lot of the dialogue, the familial politicking that goes on in this film, the scheming, the backstabbing, the kind of bastard son issue, and like I said, the film does have some faults. It could have been it's about an hour. It's about an hour 40. And this is a film that deserved to be much longer, I think. I think this could have easily been about 210, 215. Adding on about an extra, 15, 20 minutes to this film would have made it, I think, I think a lot of trimming was done to make for a tighter film. And that's fine, but I think, more character is, can be better. Rather than worse sometimes, especially when you're dealing with such an epic scale type of story. But definitely stick around for the post-trailer sequence. If you don't understand it, please let me know, and I'll let you know what exactly is going on. So Thor, definitely an 8 out of 10 on my scale, so definitely check it out, see it in theaters. It's worth seeing. So Anyway, that's it for this review. We'll see you with new comics on the next time. So, good night.